cause I'm on one.
You know, we have ones that's Ras Tafari, live in the city, Kingston City, Manhattan, like you know, we live amongst our universal brothers and sisters, and Rastafari is for each and every one. So it's not a...
Swinging for the fences for the home run.
Habesha, Megusana, guess the Ethiopia. Habesha, Mrs. Maya, the Farambasa. Habesha.
Even further beyond into the universe, but I've got to make it to first.
Urgent message from the 12 seers of Mount Zion. They said the black nation will be blessed by God in these days. Circle the mountain and go home. Shabbat. Mount Zion calling me.
And again, greetings, of course, as always. Catching ones up on a lot of the commotion that has been going on with what they have known now as the coronavirus. And we, of course, advise for ones to take heed to this, especially if they're doing a lot of traveling at this very moment or planning to do so in the near future. So again, here, I will kind of catch ones up on a lot of the things that have been going on, especially if you haven't had the time to actually sift through a lot of the information out here. Of course, we know that much of the more important and pertinent information is not being shared. So that's something that we are definitely avid about searching out here. So a couple of very credible sources that we have, or at least as much credibility as we could find on this particular issue, we will share with you here. And coming out of Harvard's medical school, the publishing firm there at Harvard Health Publishing Unit publishes this short excerpt here from January 25th, 2020, and entitled "The New Coronavirus: What We Do and Don't Know," coming from a one Ted Ellerin, MD, and a contributor here at Harvard's medical publishing wing. So going right into this article here, and of course other sources cited will be the Center for Disease Control, or the CDC, and also the World Health Organization, or the WHO. But continuing on as such, a rapidly evolving health story broke in late December when a novel illness originating in Wuhan, China made the news. Reports of the number of affected people swiftly rose, and isolated cases of this new coronavirus, dubbed the 2019 nCoV by scientists, have appeared in several countries due to international travel. At this writing, almost 1,300 confirmed cases and over 40 deaths have occurred in China, according to an article in the New York Times. Fortunately, public health officials in many countries, including the U.S., have put measures in place to help prevent further spread of the virus. The measures include health screenings at major airports in the U.S. for people traveling from Wuhan. In China, travel restrictions are in effect. With information changing so quickly and every news report about the virus seeming to raise the stakes, you may be wondering how worried you should be. Here's a primer on what we do and don't know about this virus and what it may mean for you. While there is much we don't yet understand about the virus, public health officials, medical experts, and scientists are working in collaboration to learn more. The coronaviruses are an extremely common cause of colds and other upper respiratory infections. These viruses are zoonoses, which means they can infect certain animals and spread from one animal to another. A coronavirus can potentially spread to humans, particularly if certain mutations in the virus occur. Chinese health authorities reported a group of cases of viral pneumonia to the World Health Organization, or the WHO, in late December 2019. Many of the ill people had contact with a seafood and animal market in Wuhan, a large city in eastern China, though it has since become clear that the virus can spread from person to person. The symptoms can include a cough, possibly with a fever and shortness of breath. There are some early reports of non-respiratory symptoms, such as nausea, vomiting, or diarrhea. Many people recover within a few days. However, some people, especially the very young elderly or people who have weakened immune systems, may develop a more serious infection, such as bronchitis or pneumonia. Scientists are working hard to understand the virus, and Chinese health authorities have posted its full genome in international databases. Currently, there are no approved antivirals for this particular coronavirus, so treatment is supportive. For the sickest patients with this illness, specialized aggressive care in an intensive care unit or ICU can be life-saving. Unless you've been in close contact with someone who has the coronavirus, which right now typically means a traveler from Wuhan, China, who actually has the virus, you're likely to be safe. In the U.S., for example, only 2 cases of the virus have been confirmed so far, although this is likely to change. While we don't yet understand the particulars of how this virus spreads, coronavirus or coronaviruses usually spread through droplets containing large particles that typically can only be suspended in the air for 3 to 6 feet before dissipating. By contrast, measles or varicella or chickenpox, or for short, spread through smaller droplets over much greater distances. Some coronaviruses also have been found in the stool of certain individuals. So it's likely that coughs or sneezes from infected person or persons may spread the virus. It's too early to say whether another route of transmission, fecal-oral contact, might also spread this particular virus. Basic infectious disease principles are key to curbing this spread of the virus. Wash your hands regularly. Cover coughs and sneezes with your inner elbow. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth with your hands. Stay home from work or school if you have a fever. Stay away from people who have signs of a respiratory tract infection, such as a runny nose, coughing, and sneezing. In the U.S., the average person is at extremely low risk of catching this novel coronavirus. This winter, in fact, we are much more likely to get influenza B, the flu, than any other virus. 1 in 10 people have influenza each flu season. It's still not too late to get a flu shot, an easy step toward avoiding the flu. If you don't, or you do get the flu despite having gotten the vaccine, studies show that severe illness, hospitalization, ICU admission, and death are less than likely to occur. The bottom line here, given the current spread of the virus and the pace of complexity of international travel, the number of cases and deaths will likely continue to climb. We should not panic, even though we are dealing with a serious and novel pathogen. Public health terms are assembling. Lessons learned from other serious viruses such as SARS and MERS will help. As more information becomes available, public health organizations like the Center for Disease Control, or the CDC in the U.S., and the World Health Organization, or the WHO, will be sharing key information and strategies worldwide. And even so, just a little bit more on this report here coming out of the Harvard Medical Center and their publishing wing. Many more cases, of course, have come up of this coronavirus, or the coronaviruses that have spread to certain places, even so here in the United States. So again, we say take cover. That even at this writing, which was January 25th, just under 5 or just at 5 days ago, as we are here in January 30th, one should, again, as we mentioned, take very serious precautions and guard themselves as well as their loved ones, especially if they are still en route or traveling at this time or looking to travel within the near future. So again, keeping ones a little bit abreast on that. A lot more information has been shared by the CDC or the Center for Disease Control as we are actually looking here. Many of the reports here still have much of the information that has been shared, as mentioned from this Harvard Medical Publishing Wing document mentions. There are other downloadable documents there on the Center for Disease Control that ones can actually get for themselves and actually look through, check the symptoms, and also, kind of keep abreast of much of the updates that will be coming through within the few short span of days, weeks, months, or years, so to speak. One should be very vigilant in guarding, of course, their health in this time. It is still a winter season, So again, a very tumultuous time, even in the weather patterns that we have seen over the past couple of years, especially over the past year in 2019, definitely have brought on certain aspects of what we have been seeing out here in the world. But again, taking those precautionary measures and making sure that one's, definitely dot their I's and cross their T's as far as their health is concerned. Health is wealth, as we always say. Ital is vital amongst our Ras Tafari adherents. And that should really be taken very seriously within this time as we continue to keep eyes on this particular virus or this pathogen that has been, of course, declared a very serious emergency in and around the world at this time. But as always, I'm just keeping one's alert and abreast on many things coming forward. We will probably have to do a lot more as we haven't done much service to this sector of sharing a lot more of the information coming out at this point. We do, in a sense, smallly regret that it took a large emergency such as this with the coronavirus to actually push us to bring out a little bit more of the health issues that are going on out here in the world, and even more particular to our own communities. But we will look to definitely step our game up on that note moving forward.